Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you all are doing okay and your families are well. Please remember to take care of your health because without health you can't do anything. And remember, your health is your wealth. So guys, have you really noticed how comfortable and accepted most Jamaicans are of the Dunce-Culture, where wrong is right and right is wrong? Think about it and pray it. Most of the things that are happening in our society today are really wrong, but yet it is acceptable by the mass as being the norm. It is okay. You know what is the problem? We have sat back for so long and have taken all these misgivings and these toxic behaviors as joke until it is now fully engraved in the society and now seemingly a part of our culture. It has taken over our schools, so much so that to be dunce in school is applauded by their peers. Imagine a youth can openly say he is happy to be fully dunce. And this is acted out in the streets, in the workplace, and even in the homes. So much so that people who we are expecting much from are doing the exact same thing. They totally will say one thing and hit out at what they choose to hit out at, but on the other hand, their actions speak volumes about where their loyalties lie. Because then it is played out as the same mouth that say no is the same mouth that is doing and saying yes. So really and truly, we are living in a toxic, confused society. The toxicity level in this country is deafening. So much so that even the youths is as if they don't believe in working for what they want anymore. There's always plan for some get-rich scheme. These youth are expecting to roll out of them bed today and wham! They're rich tomorrow with no real jobs, no sweat off thy brow to eat bread. So easily crime becomes the quickest route for these youths. That's why so much of them get caught up in it. Check the ages of criminals police taking out or criminals that are wanted by the police. So here we have it as crime becomes the number one debilitating factor for the Jamaican society. And most youth are striving to get a tool because with a tool is a sure way to get paid, as they are doing hitman job, robbery, scamming. Do you know that there are youths from community that systems send them out in these streets to do whatever they need to do and report to them at the end of the day what they have done for the day in terms of crime or criminal activities? Sometimes they report to these dons who basically take most of what they have done for the day and just give them a little something, and they don't even have a mind of their own, are not able to be strong enough to ward off this happening, or they don't have enough power yet. When they do get enough power, that is when the conflicts within communities start because everybody wants to be their own boss. Some of these youth are taking out their own families to get their assets, their real estate, and their valuable. No one gets immunity in this dunce culture. I remember I was watching a video of some dance keeping somewhere in St. James. Would you believe the selector selecting the music paused and said, "Big up all the scammers, all the hustlers, no 9 to 5, straight 25 to life or die trying." a get rich badness, we say. To my surprise, to the applause of the men and women in the dance. Now you know what is happening there? These kind of utterances is being cemented in the young and impressionable generation's mind. And when they look on and see that Dunce can be in prison, sending out orders and living the life in prison, where is the deterrent for them not to go to prison? I remember a co-worker of mine was telling me this incident about her friend. She went to a mechanic in the crossroads area of Kingston where she noticed two youths hovering around the place. She was a bit scared, but she is a girl that always act rootsy and she stayed calm. Soon after, one of the youths said, brawling, because he may have noticed her looking at them and probably acting a little edgy. He said, Browning, you're good, you know. You're in a full place, you know. And a ray you come to deal with your vehicle. You're governed, man. Now watch nothing, man. You're good. She responded, yeah, man, I'm cool. Then he came over to her and started talking. He said, nice lady, I just want you to know we are hustlers. We solve problems. So she curious, you know, cause them there talking. And she said, what you mean? Now bear in mind, these youths were between the ages of 18 to 23 years old. So they blurted out, anyone troubling you at work? Or a fight against you? Or anyone a trouble you? We can sort that out for you, you know. We can get rid of them for you. Even if it's a family member and you feel threatened, just let us know. Shocked, but she gained her composure and realized what they were actually saying to her. She realized that they were advertising themselves as hitmen for hire. They went as far as to give her their phone number to call if she's going to need them in the future, or anyone she knows who would ever need their services. She said she nervously took the information and quickly wrapped up the conversation by giving them a money to go buy drinks for themselves. This just goes to show how much life is not of any value to these youths, as these two were not the only ones. There are so many youths like these all over the island, only too ready to do crime for a quick buck. Take a look at what happened in Clarendon. Cherrytree-Lane, 4 parts in Clarendon. In recent times, you'd most likely hear about things like this happening in St. James, Montego Bay. Now it's everywhere. Now this kind of crimes is slowly creeping into almost every parish. But somehow, I believe people have always underestimated what's going on in Clarendon because it has not been publicly known like what's going on in St. James. Clarendon level of criminality is the best kept secret. As a few years ago, I remember, allegedly, there was a very popular taximan from the Red Hills Road area who was chartered by men from Whitehall Avenue to take men to Clarendon to buy guns and ammunition. Only for when them reached the area of Clarendon, they were told that the money was short. So what the Clarendon men did was held on to one of the men from Whitehall and told the others to go back for the rest of the money in Kingston at Whitehall and come and give them it back in Clarendon by a certain time. And that is the time they will release the man that they had held on to on their return. Lo and behold, the taximan that was carrying them catch his afraid. So when the men approached the taximan who had carried them in the first place to Clarendon, they wanted him was to carry them back down there. He said he's afraid and he's not going back down there. They should try to use another taxi. You know what these men did? They turned their gun on this taxi driver and took him out right there on Reddell's Road. So you can just imagine, on not seeing these men from Kingston return, you know what the Clarendon men did to that man that they held on to? They unalived this man and took off his head. Later in the week, he was found in the Clarendon area with head one place and him one place. Many people know this story as the real story, yet the basic news station don't really know the real story behind it all, or maybe not even connected it. But these are allegations and word on the street. That's how it went down. From I heard this story, I looked at Clarendon as a very different and serious place. I know people that do business in Clarendon, business owners, and they could tell you gripping stories about Clarendon badness in a real life. Serious gun runnings and extortion, money, drugs, that is just to name a few that goes on there. And when things not share right, everything goes crazy. And that is when the crimes spill out into massacres that you see taking place. So in Clarendon, there is more to it than just regular gang rivalry. And many in authority know exactly what is going on in Clarendon, especially in Cherrytree-Lane, where 8 passed and 9 was hospitalized. Because these communities have certain system control them, where youths from various families are called to get involved in works or wrongdoing for those who don't understand works. They also have dons and gang leaders that are not even in Jamaica. They are in England, they are in America, they are in Canada, some are even in small islands. So you know exactly what is going to happen when money or goods not share right, especially when guns and ammunition and drug deals are the order of the day. That is why when these gangs goes into these areas, they have no mercy, because most of these areas benefit directly or indirectly from the spoils of most community members who have at least one family member that is involved in system crimes. So these shootings that you see happening without any mercy for community members are mostly because some family members, whether be it near or far, if somewhat involved along the way. And that is sad, as many family members really and truly have no control over what their offsprings get involved in. Even though they may benefit, they still are not able to tell them what to do. However, this was a most brutal and senseless attack, especially with the young children that has lost their lives. Not too long after that, and not too far away, dancehall artist Chris Martin grandmother wake was attacked and 7 persons were shot, 1 fatal, in the area of Pointhill, St. Catherine. It is reported that gunmen invaded the wake and opened fire before escaping. Allegedly, they specifically came for a relative of Chris Martin, who it is alleged was involved in gun, drugs, money runnings that never went down well. You know the usual style, illegal dealings. When live money in hand, man think him can pull off a fast one, thinking him slick, money not accounted for, and that's how generally the wars are started. And death and mayhem is the result. Again, as in Cherrytree-Lane, illegal wranglings cause all this mayhem. Not long after that, how much people know that this weekend, Sunday the 25th of August, over in St. Catherine, Johnsn-Pen, another setup or wake, whichever it is called, where a gathering of people were mourning, was also attacked, and one man fatally lost his life. However, he was who they had came for. You know what is funny and not funny? It's just that sometimes we hear these crimes happening, and because we are not directly connected, we know it is happening close, but it's like we say, oh my gosh, we're sorry to hear this and that. But you know what is crazy? The whole crime is so rampant. It is affecting everyone, whether it be from a distance, whether it be a relative involved, whether it be a co-worker, whether it be a friend or somebody you know or family member. It is getting much closer to us. Because check it, my cousin and her husband on Sunday was to come meet up with us because some family members were here, were leaving the island. But generally she would call in the morning, and we did not hear from her at the time we expected her to call. Anyway, I called her husband because I was calling her phone and getting voicemail. He answered and said they were at the hospital. I'm like, what? What is wrong? He began to tell me a story of how they had to run for their life and jump wall after the wake they attended in Johnsn-Pen was invaded by gunmen and a man was taken out. The good thing about this one is that there was no more casualties in terms of anyone else got any hit with any metal. But people were running for their lives, and in so doing may hurt themselves. But my cousin, she broke her hand. Firstly, I want to thank God it was not worst. But hello Jamaicans, do you really realize you can't go to any gathering without having to run for your life? You have to have yourself programmed that anything can happen at any time, and you have to be prepared to run, so you can't even relax. And this is just so crazy and mentally draining, because in recent years it seems to be a new style, especially in the past 3 years that I can remember, maybe longer, but when I really start to take notice, where people are being attacked and taken out at funerals, wakes, setup, or Ninight, because it's more likely mourners of a family member will come together. So people who you have not seen for years will most likely be caught with their guards down. So haters and attackers are capitalizing on these moments for whatever reason they deem fit. But you know what is the craziest spin-off from all this? Is the innocent bystanders that doesn't have a clue and is not involved in anything whatsoever, and is just there being supportive to the family in their time of bereavement, and end up losing their lives innocently. The thing is, many of these youths are sent out to do these deeds are system youths that are not mentally mature, and in more cases they are not even literate. So when they go on these works, they just fire indiscriminately, pure wild shots. So not only the target get hit, everyone in and around that vicinity gets it. And until the powers that be dismantle the system in operation in certain area, crime will continue to rear its ugly head. Because no matter how much of these youths the police take out, it's like a revolving door. As soon as one gone, the system dogs go pick out another youth from the community to take his place. As too much of our youths lay idle without a strife of saying where I would like to be in the next 5 years. Because with crime and getting involved in crime, you can't have no 5-year plan. Damn, you can't even have a 2-year plan. Better still, you don't even know what tomorrow brings, because one of the times you're going to go on a move and someone is going to get the upper hand of you. And remember, there's also no loyalty among criminals. They will take out each other for whatever reason. It could be a reason where they even lost a shoes. The thing is, many politicians and police know who are the system dogs in this community, but turn a blind eye because them same one, especially politicians, is going to need help politically to win their seats at election time. Because these same system dogs rally the community to vote for specific parties. So really and truly, where do we start to dismantle crime? Obviously, we can't start at the bottom. We have to start by setting up and get out the real criminals at the top who are in power. That will weaken the gangs in the communities, because when they are caught, there's no link to set them free or anyone to pull any strings for them. So there would be no real power behind their confidence of being dons, because they would not have the powerful support, as that rug would have been pulled out from right under them. It's absolutely mind-blowing and sad. You can't go to your hangout or your chill out spot. You could be taken out. If you go to a dance, you could be taken out. If you go to a Ninight setup or even a funeral, you could be taken out. You could be taking some time off to go to visit your family down the parish. Bad mind active, they could run in on you. My co-worker 2 Christmas ago, I remember she went to visit her mom, and we noticed like after Christmas we got some information that she have to take sick leave and so on, so she's not coming into work. So on inquiring and talking to her, she said that after she pack everything and she buy up grocery and so on and thing, as the taxi drop her off at the gate where her mother lives in the country, she never opened the good. As the taxi driver of bike man, them just draw down on her and they robbed her purse, took everything and cut her up and so on. And on her hands, she had a lot of injuries on her hand and her finger, so she had her hand was bandaged up for a while. And the thing is, no one knew she was coming, but at least 3 family members, her mother and 2 other family relatives. Nothing more than, whether directly or indirectly, someone said something and don't know who was standing by and listening, or same families set it up. She was so shaken up that, you know what she does now mostly is at certain holiday time she send for her mother, let her mother come to where she is instead of getting to go to the country. And she always look forward to going down and bask in the rivers and take pictures and tell us how she have picked this and natural fruit and that and so on and thing. But look there, sake of crime, no, she can't even get to enjoy her country, her own parish where she come from. It not looking good. See how easily it could have all gone wrong. She could have been taken out, but thank God she managed to live through it. You really have to be careful to go visit even your friend's home. You could be in the wrong place at the wrong time and you are taken out. And for you overseas visitors, stop when you come into Jamaica. You think the same place you left over 10-20 years ago is the same place that you left it, and it stays the same way, and that the people will be welcoming you back like the prodigal children. You're thinking wrong. You could really be fatally wrong. Have your guards up. Watch your movement. Don't say too much. Don't give too much information about your ins and outs. Because remember, you dare not trust even your own family, as you will get it the worst from your own, as you won't be alive to say who or what happened. My dad is one stubborn cow. At times he always thinks when he visits Jamaica, he wants to go to his grown area, as he thinks this is his place and that's where he grow up, and him not going to let nobody let him can't go visit him place. And finally he nearly learned the hard way. If I did not already make arrangement for someone to be there with him and have his back covered, we would be talking about a different kind of story today. Just remember, the younger generation, too much of them want an easy way out, and you have these young girls that bring in men to come live in the community, that turn them baby father, them get familiar with the area, then bring in their friends, come get woman, and turn a generally quiet, humble, laid back community into an old gang infested and controlled area. With many homes under siege, even some farmers, they have to give them money or produce that they have to work so hard in the fields with. You have to give them goat, them cows, them chicken, and that's just to name a few of things that is happening. So really and truly, you have to be in contact with your community when you have not been there for a while, so you are very aware of the community when you come back home and you want to go visit, and keep updated as to what is going on at present. Always remember, you only have one life, and you have to look out for your own 3-point. Protect your life. Anyway guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.